completed, say.
You have completed?
Yeah, I didn't hear properly. I completed all the assignments.
Okay. Okay, so then why you raise your hand?
I thought you said all those who completed raise your hands.
No, those who have not completed yet. So guys, please complete your assignment. Those who have not completed or those who are in the process of completing it and not able to present today, I request that you should complete your assignment. Don't keep backlogs because backlogs will not help you in longer run. As you are aware and as Akhilesh and the team has been informing you that you have to step by step complete a lot of assignments. Yeah. Which will help you to basically develop a larger perspective on social innovation. If you miss out on one or two assignments, then it will be a problem. It will not help you in terms of building that perspective. So if you are not able to present today, not an issue. If you have not completed yet, not an issue. Please keep it ready in next few days before the next session or the next topic comes up. Okay, how many of you want to present today? Those who have not presented yet, no? I'm requesting those who have not got a chance can possibly show their interest to present today. So I will write down their names. Can you please tell me those who have not presented yet? So I have some names. Somebody wanted to present last time. So last time we had Roman, Prithviraj, Sandeep, Sahiti, Samir, Zakir, Sahil. They have made the presentation. Guys, those who have not yet presented, they can come forward. Is there anybody who's interested? So today's day is dedicated for this task only. We are going to have presentation of almost 5 to 6 groups. So can we have those 6 groups? Should I take names? So I can recall Anvesha. Anvesha, would you like to make a presentation? Ashkriti. Deepa. Hariharan. Aniket, you have already made a presentation, I think, last time.
Yes, sir.
Huh? You have made the
Yes,
presentation?
sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's wait for some other members. If there is a possibility, if there is some extra time, we will have a presentation from you. Yeah, Aniket, I'm writing your name, but we'll wait for others to come. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, who else? So those names I have taken. Is there anybody who is interested? Guys, present your work. So Tadiva, and let me just check. No, I'm asking about who want to make a presentation today. So group who has not presented yet, they can come forward so that we will have new idea coming in. Okay, you can make a presentation first. Okay. Okay, Nayani. Okay. Next. Nayan Viram, you were not present last time, so please refer to the earlier session videos and try to possibly capture on the points which we have discussed. Okay, anybody else?
No, sir.
Any other group? Okay, we have got Tadiva and then Nyanyai. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah. And then Aniket. So you will be presenting on the last sort of like inputs that how we should do the research. And on that topic, I asked you to basically prepare those questions which are there in your mind, relevant to your social innovation idea, and how you will plan your research. This is the whole sort of like premise of last session, and you have to make a presentation on this part. So if you have questions which you really want to get answered from the audience in terms of who is your customer, what type of choices they might have, where they are coming from, what are their challenges, could be the type of questions, or in terms of market, or in terms of maybe the larger scenario, or their perception about the existing situation, or maybe the issues, challenges they are facing, or something like the solution or the way forward, what they are expecting. So there are multiple ways of question might be coming in front of you, and you might have to seek those answers in a very right manner. That's the whole idea of our previous session's discussion. We discussed about a lot of time that those problems or those questions will not be answered in a very easy manner. If you go and ask people, they will give you answers, but those answers would not be relevant, possibly in some cases, or not be coming from their deeper understanding of the situation. So, in those scenarios, we derive or we make tools which are helpful to get those answers in a right manner. I gave some examples also in terms of how you will possibly look for research in the domain of areas like helmet wearing, and what are the perception, what type of issues, what type of challenges faced by all users, not only the helmet uh, users, but also the law enforcement bodies and other members are also your different user domains, and their challenges, their issues are not so simple to basically understand. So that way, please present your questions in that manner and how you are going to get answers for that, and then I'll give you some feedback. So I will request Tadiva to come forward and share the screen.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, please.
Actually, I had not pitched my idea to you, so if you're okay with it, I'm just going to.
Yeah. So you can talk about what is your idea or what social innovation challenge you have taken up, and then you can describe uh, your questions which you have you're seeking answers for.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I apologize. I'm just using my cell phone right now. Is it visible?
Not an issue. Yeah.
Okay. Is it
You're able
visible?
to see.
You are able to see?
Yeah, we are able to see. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So our project title is Smart Biofloc Fish Farming. And our team name is EcoFloc Solutions. Team members, myself, and Koshik. So the social crisis in fish farming, as we have seen, especially in India, in states like Andhra Pradesh, they are using traditional aquaculture methods. And these methods are very resource demanding, and they require vast amounts of land, water, and sometimes capital. And also, we have seen some people going to the rivers and the ponds, harvesting fish using these traditional kinds of methods, and they have led to poverty, malnutrition, health concerns, and some food insecurities, which are persisting in many rural and urban poor communities. It has also caused environmental damage and contamination of water bodies, for example, on ocean sides and seabeds and rivers. All those have been contaminated, and also sources of drinking water have been contaminated by using these kinds of traditional methods of fish farming. So we thought about having a solution to this kind of crisis. And that is when we introduced smart biofloc fish farming. And from the term smart, we are going to be using IoT devices, Internet of Things devices, and some sensors in order to control the aquaculture systems. So the problem statement, my problem statement is like this. Traditional fish farming methods in India, they are inaccessible to marginal farmers and urban dwellers due to high resource demands, contributing to persistent poverty, food insecurity, and malnutrition. Additionally, the consumption of contaminated fish raises serious health risks, while untreated waste from conventional farms pollutes water bodies and harms aquatic ecosystems. There's an urgent need for sustainable, affordable, and space-efficient fish farming solution. So our smart biofloc fish farming method will be targeting some marginal farmers, urban and peri-urban resistance, universities and local communities, and also the environment, because we need less pollution. We also need water conservation on the environment. And on the impact of users, small farmers, they cannot afford traditional fish farming, and which has led to income loss. Nowadays, urban farmers also, they are opting for, if you have ever heard of RISA, recirculating aquaculture systems. And all those recirculating aquaculture systems, they are very expensive and they need a lot of space in order to practice aquaculture. So this smart biofloc fish farming, since it can be installed on rooftops or even in the backyard, it is it requires small amounts of land. And also, it is very clean and pollution free, which will make sure that we reduce the impact of pollution on the environment. So this is my presentation in terms of the problem statement and also the impact of users. That is why we came to introduce this smart biofloc fish farming. Thank you. If you have any questions or
So what is the challenge you have right now? What challenge you are facing at present that you're trying to basically solve?
Okay, so basically we are trying to solve the problem of we are trying to solve like it is major problems are being solved by use of this system, but the main solution, the main problem that we want to solve is poverty amongst the rural communities. Those people who rely on aquaculture practices for food and for daily consumption. They are using this traditional kind of methods, but the negativity will end up much more bigger, and the negative impact is bigger at the end of the day, other than the advantages. So we want to revolutionize the way they are having their fish for consumption, such that they can have adequate protein and adequate fish by using a reliable system other than traditional aquaculture systems in the rural communities, especially.
All right, no, but in general, let's say fish farming is a method which is popular in rural sort of like domain.
Yes.
You're saying there is a problem, like
Yes.
you're saying that maybe the right sort of like setups or right sort of like techniques or methods
Yes.
of maybe fish farming as well as fish processing is not there. So that way, what problem you're seeing? Are you saying that anybody who is willing to do fish farming will be able to go make use of your services and will be able to become a fish farmer? Or you are
Yes.
saying that there are some fish farmers who are already struggling and you are trying to solve their problems?
Yes, absolutely. So, I'm saying I'm trying to solve the problems of the fish farmers, the current
Existing fish farmers.
Yes, the existing fish farmers. They are the systems they are using.
So what systems you're talking about? Are you talking about the farming systems like water circulation, water management, or fish sort of like cultivation system, or maybe techniques of like fish health
Yes.
management?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If, for example, if you visit some, if here I'm at Vietnam University, right? I visited some. There's a fish farm which is about some kilometers away from our university, and if you visit that farm, it is not. It is very like they are applying the traditional methods of fish farming, which are causing a lot of pollution, and you can see that the fish they are producing, they are not healthy enough, and they are not producing fish that can be able to be provided to the real market. It is just there for their consumption, but it is at a later stage, it is causing those kind of fish, they are causing diseases to those people. So I'm introducing this smart aquaculture system such that I can provide those farmers with reliable services, which they can produce good fish, which can also be marketed to the broader world. If you
So what are these services? Is these services are basically equipments or methods or monitoring?
Yes, if they are using some kind of, do you know, like some kind of ponds? There's pond fish farming, right? Whereby they are using some kind of ponds to harvest fish in huge amounts, and also they are using the nets to go into rivers to harvest fish using their nets and traditionally made nets, and also pond fish farming. So I'm trying to remove that and put smart aquaculture systems.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what type of users you have? Do you have any questions? Like what is something which you are still looking forward to in terms of maybe some deeper sort of like ideas? It looks very common. Like if you just go around,
Yes,
you'll
sir.
see a lot of like fish farming setups. You will
Yes,
come
yes.
across this problem. You will see that okay, there are a lot of like marginalized farmers who are not having, as you have mentioned, adequate methods, resources,
Yes,
and all. Yeah.
yes, sir.
That's a
Yes, sir.
very straightforward, simple problem. You provide them equipments, you provide them training, they'll be able to do it. Has not happened so far. Yep.
Yeah, actually, sir, this smart biofloc, right? It is something which requires knowledge. I will need to provide this sort of training to those farmers, because it is a very unique kind of system in which you can produce about 4,000 fish in one single tank, and
Okay.
it is different from all the systems which have been introduced so far, because with this system, it produces its feed by itself in that system. It uses fish waste in order to produce fish feed. So if you are going to add those kind of nutrients such as ammonia and so forth, we are going to introduce smart biofloc fish farming and some gaseous exchanges to make sure that we produce the feed is produced continuously in the system. So that way, and also there is no need to change water. For example, continuously change water and put clean water and so forth. You can go for a year or 2 years without changing that water,
So
because
what
it
is
will
what is
filter.
something, Tariba,
Yes.
what is something which is missing in this scenario?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it missing? The missing link is basically the information about right way of farming, or maybe training of the marginalized farmers,
Yes,
or
yes.
maybe the process, equipments, material, methods.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything said. The 3 points that you have mentioned, we will need to address to give that to the marginal farmers, because they don't
Okay.
have anything of those three.
Okay.
Yes, they are just we adhering to the traditional methods in which they are using ponds and they are using nets and so forth. But they don't have training, they don't have resources, and they don't have even knowledge about the technology, application of technology, that they can be able to apply technology to their fish farming methods in such a way that they can actually be farmers which can be had in the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So have you met farmers? Have you met people who are like really needing such type of services?
So far, I've started this project a year ago, and after presenting it on Innovation Mela last year, I've visited one farmer so far.
Okay.
Yes, it is about 20 kilometers from here, from Vignan, and I just visited in order to see how they are harvesting their fish, and I
Okay.
visited the markets, even the markets themselves. So, you realize that they are cutting the fish from the pond itself. They are bringing it to the market and cutting it and causing a lot of pollution on the seabeds and so forth. So
Okay.
I really need to change that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is like maybe visit more people,
Yes,
try
sir.
to discuss with them what are their issues, why they are still stuck with the idea of like farming an old method,
Yes,
and
sir.
how they can possibly adopt your approach,
Yes, sir.
and basically how this approach can possibly be taken forward in terms
Yes,
of
yes.
like more profitable sort of like manner.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
So try to engage and try to find out your deeper question.
Okay,
Because
sir.
if your question is ordinary, then you will find a lot of people are trying to solve this. There
Okay,
is a
sir.
possibility of earning money here.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Actually, since this presentation was only focused on the problem statement, I did not put much more information on how like the intricacies of my project, like what is the setup of my project, what is the smart biofloc, what is it like. I can write another presentation in terms of explaining what smart biofloc is about. Then I think maybe you really understand the
Yep.
whole impact of this project.
Yep. I think it's very interesting sort of like project because it's not only looking into the livelihood options, but also looking into environmental systems. Yeah. So
Yeah.
by doing a right approach to farming, possibly people will be able to have more sustainable water bodies,
Yes, yes.
which will be helpful in terms of in long term. It will not be helping to improve their earnings, but also it will maintain the water bodies in the right manner.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of time these marginalized farmers are not able to look at the larger picture.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if they have knowledge about it, they are not able to practice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they instantly want money. They want immediate sort of like solutions, and they are not
Yes.
able to look at the larger sort of like possibility or approach or
Yes.
consequences. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That way, your problem will also evolve to a next level when you get into all those details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure, sir.
And you will
Sure,
find that
sir.
only livelihood or only life within the water body is not the only concern in your
Yes, yes.
scenario. You can
Yes,
possibly
sir.
include a lot of other aspects into it, and then you can make it as a more holistic sort of like problem statement.
Sure, sir. I will do that, sir.
Yeah, yeah, but very interesting and very timely sort of like it's really needed at present scenario.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sure.
it's a very good problem statement.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir.
All right. Next presenter is not having a right internet. Yeah. So there are a lot of like issues with internet. Deep Prabha is also saying the internet issues there. I have trouble hearing voice. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So there is some problem, but I was able to hear you properly. Yeah. So okay. Samir is also. So guys, please be in touch with some net issue. Okay. All right. All right, just mention it when this presentation starts so that we will try to correct it if it is possible. Yeah. Who's going to come next?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Roman.
Sir, can I present if you don't mind?
Okay, Roman, after maybe Aniket.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
So could you resolve your internet? Nayanyai, could you get your internet connected? Do you like to make the presentation? Okay. I'll request Aniket to share the screen. Aniket, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Aniket, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Share your screen.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, visible, but I think you have to zoom in a little bit.
Okay, okay, sir. Now is it okay, sir?
Yeah.
Should I
So
start?
what is your problem statement, Aniket? What problem you are trying to solve?
Sir, my problem statement was I am going to resolve the problem of unorganized and unhygienic sugarcane juice market. Should I start my first problem statement?
No. We are aware of, and we had a long discussion on it.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
start with your problem, your questions which you have in your this.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to start with my previous assignment. I'm going to discuss about the previous assignment. So, sir, there are a lot of questions I have written. There are a lot of questions I have thought. What are the questions which I am going to ask with the customers? What are the questions which I am going to ask with the people so that I can take the feedback and so that I can make the best product? So my first questions are started with the sections that is the understanding. To understanding the customer, first of all, I would like to ask like the question like what do you usually drink when you are outside in the heat, so that I can know what the people's prefer. They preferring the sugarcane juice, yeah, are they preferring the some kind of juice, yeah, they are preferring the beverage, soft drink like Coca-Cola and this kind of drink. Have you ever tried sugarcane juice? If yes, where and how was your experience? By these questions I can understand the what is the perspective about the sugarcane juice. What do you like dislike a regular sugarcane juice from the roadside stalls? uh, from this we can I can also understand the what is the what we should what we need to improve in the roadside stalls. How often do you drink sugarcane juice or fresh juice? Are you comfortable drinking juice from the roadside vendor? Why not? Sir, after asking these kind of questions, I can understand the what is the perspective of the customers, what is the perspective of the peoples about the sugarcane juice, so that I can improve them and I can implement them in my I can implement them in my idea. And then, sir, whenever I have to ask the questions about the feedback of the product, then what are the questions I will ask? That are the how would you rate the taste of our juice on a scale of 1 to 10? Is the sweetness level okay for you? Too sweet? It is the too sweet, or less sweet, or just right? How do you feel about the aroma and the freshness of the juice? Sir, these are the questions which I am asking whenever I am. Since I have already told you, sir, I am making the recipe and I am trying to formulate the sugarcane juice in the form of I am taking the ingredients, I am measuring that, and I after whenever I have to give the juice to the others, I ask most of the time I ask this kind of questions. How would you rate the taste of our juice on a scale of 1 to 10? Is the sweetness levels okay for you? How did you feel the aroma and the freshness of the juice? Do you feel the juice is cleaner or more hygienic than what's available in the market? What flavor did you try? Would you like to try a flavor like mint, lemon, ginger or masala? Would you willing to pay the bottles glass of the juice? Why not? And then the another questions, the another sections which I have prepared, that are the understanding the customers needs and improvement. What would make the juice even better for you? Flavor, packaging, temperature, serving style. If you had to choose the between this and a soft drink like a Coca-Cola, what would you choose and why? What's one the thing you didn't like or found missing in our product? Would you trust this juice if it was the bottle and the sold in sold in shop events. Sir, initially I would like I will start on the form of kiosk model and the cart model, but for the future I will also try to expand our product in the form of a packet juice to compete with the to compete in the to compete with the soft drink like the Coca Cola and the Campa Cola like kind of things, and the Lahori Jira kind of things. But initially I have to since I have to make a system so that I can generate the revenue and the profits, and then I will slowly move to the other sections. But initially I will 100% focus on the kiosk and the cart model, because the sugarcane juice is highly perishable, because it is very difficult to pack in the bottles, and it is very difficult to maintain the price, affordable price of the sugarcane juice. So that's why I am saying this. And now these are the questions which I will ask with the customers needs. What are the customers needs and the improvements, what can be improved in that sugarcane juice? Would you trust this juice if it was bottled and sold in the shops even? Since the sugarcane juice is highly unorganized sectors, a lot of vendors used to sell the sugarcane juice. That's why sometimes whenever the peoples will drink the sugarcane juice, it will taste very good. But sometimes when they will drink the sugarcane juice with the other vendors, then they realize that no, sugarcane juice is very bad in taste. So that's why their perspective is sometimes good and sometimes bad, due to which they are unable to trust on some people's on the some kind of vendor. Then I will ask that what time places would you most like buy the juice? And this type of questions I will ask most of the time. I will ask these questions in the regional language and in the more short form. And the section D is for the loyalty and word of mouth. Would you recommend this juice to your friend, family, and why or why not? What name or packaging would make this juice look more premium, fresh, and then natural to you? Do you think this kind of juice should be branded and standardized like Coca-Cola or Amul? And then other sections, whenever I will move to, sir, to identify the right customer who is going to whenever I was discussing with you, sir, about my problem statement, you were telling me that you should identify who is your users. You should, first of all, you should identify that who is your target customer. So initially I will understand who is my target customer. Then I will ask the question like kind of can you tell me about your daily routines? I will not ask the daily routine. I will just oriented with my product. I will just ask with the product, and I'm not I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. So I will ask, when do you usually feel like having a drink or refreshment? Like some people is traveling, and at that times he feels very thirsty, and whenever they see the roadside vendor and the sugarcane juice, the point is triggered. Sometimes whenever they see the green stick of the sugar cane, their mind say that we should drink the sugar cane juice because it is attractive. Whenever you will peel the upper part of the sugar cane juice, it will look attractive. And the yellowish green color of the sugar cane juice also attract them. And now then I will ask the questions kind of, where do you usually buy the juice or cold drinks from? Roadside malls, cafe, home delivery? This kind of questions, if I will ask, I will able to understand who is my the target audience, who is going to our users. I am competing with which peoples. What kind of drink do you prefer? Healthy, sweet, cold, natural, Fiji, etc. Do you consider sugarcane juice a healthy drink or refreshment
So
or
do
something
you,
else?
so my question is, Aniket, do you have any other question which is beyond your users?
Beyond my users, sir, I think, sir, I have prepared
Competition?
most
Okay.
of. Okay.
Okay, how do you
Yes.
define your competition? We have discussed this, that you have
Yeah.
competition not only from the next door sugarcane juice seller, but
Yes, sir.
also from the companies who
Yeah.
are selling soft drink or juices options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other
Right, sir.
question?
No, sir.
Any other question? Just think of it. What could be any other question which you really want to get answered? Which
Okay, sir.
might be coming from your user's domain, but also related to maybe something which is more associated with the business or the idea of maybe selling juices.
Sir, whenever I will start and I got our momentum has maintained. Now, suppose, sir, we are the 50 crore and 100 crore company. Will the big bull like Coca-Cola and some other beverage company will come to kill us, and like Tropicana and
So there might be possibility, na, if you're dealing with, let's say, 50,000 vendors who are selling your brand
okay.
of, let's say, sugarcane juice. Yeah, how you will
Yeah,
deal
sir.
with it? How you will create a force which will be able to defeat all these like competitions. Yeah, how you will do it?
So
Can you
I
give
will
some
make
example? Do you have any example like this? Somebody who's selling
yeah,
something
sir.
like that and beating the bigger giants?
Sir, just like the Amul has created
Okay,
the cooperative society. Just like that, I will create a cooperative society
okay,
who is doing the sugarcane farming. I will make the cooperative society. I will make a systems to them to help to give them the right price of the right price of the sugarcane sticks. I will build the system to create the chain of for the local roadside vendors, because they know, I know, sir, and they also know, okay, they want to grow, but they do not have the capital, they do not have the they don't have the education. So just like that, I will build a trust, as well as I will provide a lot of supports. I will create a
okay.
systems like
Yeah.
I can build the trust, and they also can understand, okay, if I will be I will maintain the position with this company, I will grow, and they will also grow, and they will always helpful for us, like the cooperative society. Amul sir, you will see that during the pandemic and during the many critical situation, Amul has supported a lot of farmers. Even in the they provides the loans to the farmers, so that they are able to build the trust in the Indian cultures. Trust is a very important things.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
this kind of yeah.
Hmm. All right. So you've taken a very interesting example. No? Everybody drink
Yeah, yeah, sir.
or consume milk, and we
Yeah,
are using milk from you are consuming milk from a lot of unorganized sort of like farmers. Amul created a system which made it more standardized. Yeah. So if you
yeah, sir.
buy a pack of milk which is called gold, so it will give you
Hmm.
some specifications of milk. If you are
Yeah,
buying
sir.
toned milk, which is I think one grade lower in terms of fat and all,
Hmm.
you will get exact same quality of milk everywhere. So I think somewhere
Yeah,
they
sir.
have created standardization, somewhere they have created a brand, somewhere they have created mapped the need of milk in a right manner. Yeah. So this is where I was thinking that you can also ask questions. Why not everybody uh, everybody like sugarcane juice? Yeah, what are those factors? Yeah, how many of those who are not liking sugarcane juice can be made your customers? What is something
So
which is really missing in sugarcane juice to make it a national drink? Yeah,
okay.
these
The
could be the
first, sir.
questions also. Yeah,
Okay, sir.
when you look at from that perspective, then you will start saying, okay, what is something which is there in sugarcane which is making it not less likely or less
Okay.
liking
Okay. Yes, sir.
or less preferred, less liked sort of like drink. And that could be possibly the taste or uniformity or maybe the temperature which need to be maintained or maybe the consistency, quality, hygiene, accessibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you resolve one or two out of these, you'll be able to gain maybe 10-20% extra market.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. If you just resolve accessibility issue, you will have more than 20% extra customers. If
Yeah.
you
Right.
resolve consistency, maybe 10-15% customers will go up.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so that way, if you add flavors, you just say
Yeah.
it's not just sugarcane juice. You tell me we have 5 flavors, which one you want, and you will find that it will become a norm across. Like tea, when people started selling tea on road, they must have faced similar problem.
Yeah. Right, sir.
Yep, and they might have changed. So somebody might have faced that okay, fire is an issue. We have to boil water, milk, and everything. Yeah, the combination. And then somebody faced okay, the accessibility to milk is a problem. Then maybe reusable glasses and all. And slowly we resolved. When kerosene stove came in, it became much easier to sell tea on road, yeah, on the go. But when government kept a ban, imposed a ban on kerosene usage, then again people found some solutions. They started using small cylinders and bigger size domestic cylinders and all, or maybe commercial cylinders. And now in India at least, the tea is a very flourishing business.
Yeah, right, sir.
Yep. So that way. So my suggestion here, you have a very amazing questions. Yeah, that's not an issue. But you also have to find out questions which are not direct questions, which are not the questions in the mind of customers, but you might have a question which need to be answered here. Yeah.
Okay,
And
sir.
that way, the question could be very, very different than what is than what other people are thinking. Yeah. So maybe ask a question: can it be packed? Yeah. Can the life be increased from 20 minutes or 10 minutes to 2 hours?
Okay.
Shelf life of sugarcane juice, if it can be increased by 1 hour or 2 hours, it's a big game changer.
Yeah, sir.
So you will possibly be able to solve the accessibility issue by increasing the shelf life and maintaining the taste and everything. You will be able to possibly reach out to large number of people. Yeah. Same way packaging, how you can package it right, how you can make it more sustainably packed, or maybe can you provide a solution which is a doorstep sugarcane juice.
Yeah.
So maybe your machine, your systems can be tied up with Instagram or maybe those Zomato guys, or maybe people which are maybe Rapido or something, and they are the one who are basically becoming your sellers, or at least carriers, courier guys, could possibly increase the accessibility and all. Maybe I'm just thinking wide. Yeah. But look for the more deeper questions, which is going to help you in terms of increasing your base, increasing your business. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other point which you want to share with us?
Uh, yeah, sir. I think, sir, India is not very India is not very careful about their health, sir. They most of the time, whenever they drink the soft drink like the Coca-Cola and any soft drink, they don't think that what amount of sugar is present in this. They just drink just because of taste, sir. So the most of the times I am thinking, sir, if I will my focus will be on the taste as well as pricing, then I can make the some profitable business, sir. What am I thinking, right, sir? What do you
Yeah,
think?
there
I
might
want
be
suggestions,
perception
sir.
issues. There might be issue of understanding or issue of knowledge, issue of maybe information in right manner. That day we were discussing now how much amount of sugar is there in sugarcane juice.
Yeah, right, sir.
Yeah, and 100 ml has got almost like 13 gram sugar, and Coca-Cola also has almost 10 to 12 gram sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, the question of sugar is not that complicated or not that prominent here. Only the
Okay.
misinformation or right understanding about whether one should have it or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people drink Coca-Cola, but
Hmm.
say that okay, I cannot have sugar cane juice because it has high amount of sugar.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there are a lot of misinformation, myth. Maybe if you can work around this and you can take this business in that way, you can compare. Okay, don't drink carbonated drink. Yeah, you can have a sugarcane juice. Okay, how much amount of sugar is there in coconut water?
Sir, I don't. Okay.
Okay, so it has almost like 3 grams.
Okay.
3 gram sugar in coconut water. So it is also very sweety in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fitness level is also there in or energy or carbs you can ask.
Mhm.
So that way you can definitely question if you can have coconut juice, coconut water, then why not sugarcane juice? Yeah. So that way you can maybe you can question that. So look at from multiple perspectives. Don't just think about a problem of a sugarcane cart guy who's standing on the roadside trying to sell it by
Okay, sir.
providing basic hygienic instant sugarcane juice. There might be other factors which are also critical in selling that content. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. I'll request Roman to present his slides.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Aniket. Work on it. It's a big game now.
Yeah, yeah.
You will be able to make, I think, a lot of people successful. Those who are struggling
Yeah,
outside on the road.
yeah, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Roman. Roman, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Sir, I hope my screen is visible.
So there is a lot of echo.
Sir, now?
Yeah, Roman. You're able to see your screen.
Cool. So, good evening, everyone. So, this is Roman, and the main problem statement is we manufacture a ton of clothes and we don't know what happens afterwards. So, at a stretch, I would like to call them as fabric, including everything. Clothes, in the sense, we have specific types of materials. Fabric, we have, it is a whole. So, what exactly in fabric we are focusing is it is synthetic, polished or synthetic fabric, where there is no upcycling or downcycling of such fabrics. We thought of going to give it one more cycle before forming an island of waste of it. So what we thought was, let us make a mop out of it or somewhat carpet, but afterwards it will, because of the not so durable, it would also deplete the lifespan. So the best alternative we found was to place it in a place where it is not easily accessible to the public or any other humans. The main solution is this: to use the to use it in the events such as what to say, any irrespective of marriage, naming ceremony, anything. So there we saw a very huge market surge, and the demand was extreme, in the sense a lot of million tons extreme. So focusing on this, our solution was, as you can see on the screen, we thought of using it like this, as a dining table cover or as a hanging from the top. So the main thing was to use it somewhere as a downcycling thing before it turns into a bin. So yes, sir, this is all about the thing, sir.
So Roman, what questions you have in mind? Like, what is something which is deeper question in your whole journey?
Yes, sir. Deeper question in the sense, sir, we contacted self-help groups, sir. So in Karnataka, I'm from Bangalore, sir. We contacted
Okay.
self-help groups, and we wanted to know what exactly they do. So they told, sir, we collect it from the textile recycling facility, the TRF. From there, they would buy it and they would stitch it, sir. There are some 13,000 self-help groups, I guess, in Bangalore alone. They stitch it and they make it a handicraft, sir, articraft type, and they sell it to yeah, prices which are more a bit expensive because it is made from like by hand, not a machine. So what we thought was, madam, we will give you some bucks based upon the thing, and our rental thing would be like once you stitch that, we can pay you. And sir, we exactly now don't know how we can take our next step, sir.
How we can take up?
What should be our next step? We don't know, sir. But we have
Okay.
prepared a set of questions.
Okay.
So I hope
Okay.
you got it. What exactly we are into?
Okay. So you're asking why SSGs are involved in tailoring fabric-based craft, small scale textile upcycling. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
Tailoring units, garment factories, TRF, textile recycling facilities. Why are the primary source of post-production fabric waste? Okay. Event planners, wedding decorators. Why they don't use? You can ask this question. Yeah. So they are the target customers. Okay. Eco conscious couples. Okay. Corporates with ESG mandates. Okay. All right. So you have to have questions which are, so there are straightforward questions which are saying that why SSGs do this business. SSG's job. What is self-help group? Self-help group is basically trying to help those marginalized sort of like groups who are seeking some sort of like livelihood or upgradation sort of like opportunities. So basically, they try to train them, they try to help those groups come forward and make some sort of like profitable livelihood sort of like options. Yes, that is the idea of self-help group. Also, they support people to come forward, make them feel more confident, try to improve their life by doing something. So that way, they are using this method, the recycled sort of like clothes. They are feeling that there is an opportunity here, and by using this opportunity, there is some possibility of earning some livelihood. So that is the whole objective. But deeper question is, should be something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So SHGs are working for this purpose, definitely. But what you really want to ask them? Your
Sir,
one question could be how you can make it more sought after. Yeah. How the product outcome can become really a big sort of like demand thing in the market. Yeah. Right
yes,
now,
sir.
I have a question why people refrain from using recycled products.
Okay.
If I can get answer to this, I can possibly make more recycled products and I'll be able to sell them. Yeah. So out of these products, they're all fresh cloth waste, let's assume. But they are all mostly cut clothes which cannot be used for right type of fabric. Yeah, right type of clothing or something. So what some people are doing, they are trying to make use of them in a right manner so that they can make some useful, valuable sort of like articles. So it's a good approach, but why people don't buy this or why people don't prefer
Sir,
it?
actually, mm, sir, people don't prefer it. Sir, as you can see on the screen, it is complete. We call it as chindi, sir. So
Yes,
it's a
Chindi, yeah.
very type of thing which is, sir, first thing is expensive, sir. If it's chindis, the number of stitches required would be really more compared to a whole cloth. And next thing is there is no durability, sir. But if we take sustainability as our main spotlight, then it is very like helpful for the nature, and we are solving something, sir.
Okay. So one is the cost of making a Chindi made products. That's very
Exactly.
high. Okay. Okay, second problem.
Sir, second problem is if we make also, there are no current like what to say dealers for us, sir.
Correct.
Sir, like I would like to say everything we have done till now. I have spoken to self-help groups. Like those are, it is type of NGOs, sir. If you have heard of them, it's type of NGO who
Yeah.
do every sort of work, sir. And when I spoke about them, they told me we will charge at a higher cost because we have women, especially women are the major employed of persons of our team. So regarding, I told yes, ma'am, we will pay how much ever you demand because there are no current tailors who are prepared to stitch it for this. And next, sir, we don't know what step to take and where can we get this chindis, sir.
Yep. So second issue is like you're not getting right customers at that price.
Yes, sir. Who can
So
pay us?
customers are basically going for products which are more finished, more
Huh,
standardized, at a lower cost.
true, sir.
Yeah,
Side.
so you are not finding a value into it. That is why your customers are not purchasing your products. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So second problem, you have a question that why value is not seen by the customer. People don't see a value here. That is why, see, it's all about value. If you're seeing value, you will purchase it. If you don't see a value, even if it is the best thing for the environment, you will not spend your money into it.
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Yeah. How many people buy an electric car because they want to save environment?
Sir, the main thing is it's expensive.
It's very expensive. People say, okay, I can use a petrol car. And in the whole life of the car, the amount of petrol which is required and the cost of car will be lesser than the cost of the electric car. Yeah. So if a car is available for 10 lakh rupees, and if you have to purchase an electric car, it will cost 15 lakh rupee. You'll not be spending 10 lakh rupee plus 5 lakh rupee of diesel or petrol in running that car in span of let's say 10 years. So you make a decision that okay, let's go for a petrol car, even if it is causing a problem in Delhi. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we are always conscious about money. We are conscious about value we are getting. So, so this is the question like which you should basically be looking forward to. And what you should make by using chindi clothes or chindis that will be preferred by people. Yeah. What is something which is having a cost of input very low, but perception of value very high? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then try to look for that spot where your product is fitting into, and then you will be able to sell better in the market. Yeah. So maybe if it is too costly to stitch, too costly to package, too costly to store, too costly to collect, recollect, process, then possibly think of a way that it can be made, produced, or procured in such a way that cost is lower. That is your straightaway cost innovation. Second is like product innovation. What you will make so that people will take it. Irrespective of whether it is made up of chindi, they will say, no, I want this product only. I have no other alternative, but I want this. Yeah. So that way you have to look into.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, definitely. Sir, one more thing is, sir, now currently, everything, what if we make everything ready, sir? Yeah, this and this is ready. Now, what to do, sir? It's like, do we need to do some PR or what, sir?
Yeah, definitely. You have possibility of two type of customers. One customer who is looking for a value, who are saying, okay, you give me for a lower price, I'll take it. Second person will be for higher value perception, who will say, okay, I'm seeing a value into it and I will purchase it at the price which you have quoted. Yeah, so if value perception is there, value is seen at a higher level, people will take it. If they don't find a value, they will not take it. This is one group. Second group is like those who are more environment conscious, who want to promote the idea, the cause, who want to really be seen as more sustainable practicing. Yeah. So those who will be more conscious about environment, might go for it. So either promote it in such a way that those environment conscious people will come forward and purchase it, and you will be able to make a market. Yeah. Or otherwise look for somebody who is really finding a value into it. Yeah. So look for more deeper detailed questions, Roman. I think it's a very interesting problem to look into how we can upcycle, recycle, downcycle clothes so that we'll not be wasting too much of it and we'll be able to possibly protect the environment by reducing waste going into landfills.
Sure, sir, definitely.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's
Sure,
a
sir.
very interesting problem, very deeper problem, I think, in terms of like how to look for a more sustainable cloth waste recycling.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have anyone in your contacts like who are like into
Oh yeah,
some?
there are a lot of students I have come across. A lot of students I have come across from apparel design in NID who have been working on upcycling, or a lot of people are working on thrifting solutions.
Oh,
So for the used clothes, they're finding customers and trying to improve value by making it more sought after, and they're trying to sell those products.
oh,
So
definitely.
there are people who are working on it, and you may possibly connect with one of those. I'll possibly provide. Just write to me. You can write to Akhilesh, and you can take my number. Write to
Yes,
me,
sir.
and I'll connect you with some of those groups. You can be in touch with them.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We'll get in touch after this post session, sir.
First session, yeah. Roman.
Cool, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next two presentations very quick. Vikash and Koel, can you please one by one come forward? Quickly talk about what problem you are seeing in your given situation. And then I'll possibly share some insights on insights. Yeah, so Vikash and
Yes, sir. I'm available, sir.
yeah.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, I can see.
Yes. Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Vikash. So our title is A type focus for a disabled, sir. And then we are providing goggle-based solutions for deaf, dumb, and blind people, and also for dynamic peoples too, sir. So, from this side, the social problem we got, like there is a issue of communication navigation barriers for the disabled individuals, like a deaf, dumb, and blind, and also dynamic people, sir. And then also there is a lack of real-time, like assistive solutions, which leads to dependence on others only for this kind of people. And also the traditional aids are limited and also outdated and not yet integrated, sir. So from our point of view, the problems we identify, like the absence of uh, affordable and multifunction solutions limits the effective communication for the deaf, dumb, and blind individuals with the general populations. So that's why we are trying to provide a solution for this kind of people with a goggle-based approach, sir. So initially, I have said the users we are trying to approach, like deaf, dumb, blind, and also dynamic people. So the dynamic people, like both dumb and deaf, and blind and deaf. So this kind of people. So the primary need from their point of view, and then like from their point of view, I have raised a question: what kind of solutions you need and also I'm also share some of solutions if it suitable for your communication and also day-to-day navigation purposes. Yes, they really appreciated this kind of solutions which will be helpful for their communication and also navigation purposes for the day-to-day lifestyle. So the major problem they are facing, like difficulty in accessing services like going to hospitals, banks, and transports, and also some kind of social exclusion and also non-employment due to their disabilities. So this kind of things they are majorly having some accessibility issues. And then what we are trying to provide means for a hearing impairment, we are translating speech to text conversion. That text will be placed in front of a person in an augmented reality or virtual reality format. Like if I'm a deaf person, if you are speaking in front of me means the speech will be converted into text format. That text will be placed in front of your body, sir. So I can able to understand, yes, sir is saying this kind of sentence, so I can able to reply for the input speech, sir. Speech to text conversion. And then for the people with speech impairment means we can able to translating that sign language to speech conversion. That speech will be translated in their native languages, so they um, the people with their native language, they can also understand, sir, like in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada. So this kind of approaches we are providing for this kind of impairment people. And then for visual impairment people, we are providing AI voice assistance will guide based on the user command, like like scanning environmental objects. So what are the things surrounded by the blind person, we can able to it will be recognized by our AI system. And then based on the user command, if he wants to go to the coffee shop means it will be navigate and also give some warnings. If he wants to cross the road means what kind of vehicles is passing in front of him, and then please wait for some time. So this kind of voice based approach will be given by our AI system. Like this system will work like a blind person with a friend, how he take care of his blind person. So that's the way we are trying to approach for this kind of uh, solution for the visually impairment people. And then for dynamic people, we are integrating combining the both modules, sir. For if a person is a dynamic person means like both dumb and deaf. So for the input side, the speech will be translated into text format. So the person with a deaf defect can able to easily understand the text formats, sir, and he can able to communicate in a sign language speech conversion to the friend person. So this the thing we are trying to provide for this kind of people. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, because
Hello, sir.
so how many people you have discussed? Like how many users or how many people who have been suffering from such
So
type of
actually, sir, in around through internet, I have able to know around 620 million people were being visually and speech impairments people, sir. In India, is home to over 2.62 million people were deaf, dumb, and blind people, sir. And then in my local areas, I have also some peoples are working in malls, coffee shops. So I have word with them, and they also. But the thing is, if the cost is high, means we can able to offer to buy this. If the cost is less, around 15K or 20K, they shall able to proceed the products, able to proceed to buy the product.
okay.
So this is the thing I have able to got from the people, sir. Hello.
All right. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
because when you're talking about a device like this, you
Yes, sir.
possibly
Yeah, yes, sir.
you have to check with what type of problems people are really facing right now and how
Yes,
they
sir.
are really looking forward to some sort of like solutions. Yeah. In some cases, devices work in favor of people who are possibly needing such type of solutions. In some cases, they find it more cumbersome, more complicated to deal with. Sometimes they are finding that they are not solving all the problem, but in some occasions only they are solving the problem. Sometimes there are
Yes, sir.
errors, issues. And that is how even after so much of interventions, we are not able to see a very good functioning assistive system which is
Yes, sir.
solving our problems.
Actually,
Yeah.
you know that Apple Vision Pro, sir, they are providing around 5 lakhs per product. The price
Ah.
they are using extended reality for their customers by replacement of smartphones into goggles, wearing a headset. So they are providing that much of things. But from my point of view, we are providing the solutions for this kind of people, and also we are trying to approach our Indian for our country like replacement of smartphones into Vision Ultra goggles. Like it will be act as a normal Android or a iOS phone, sir. Like it's a not in a form of mobile, but in a form of goggles. We can able to access all the what are the day-to-day life we are using WhatsApp, Instagram. So this kind of UI UX we are developing in our AR VR interface, sir.
Okay.
And also Meta Orion goggles. So they are also prototyping this kind of things, but they're focusing for the customers only. So they are not focusing for the people with kind of disabilities. So that's the thing. But from my point of view, we are providing this kind of solutions in the form of goggle-based approach, which will be look good, and also it will have to it will change their lifestyle in better manner. So that's we are providing trying to provide this kind of solution in the kind of goggle device goggles.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Okay. So so have you made your product ready? Like is it available?
Yes, sir. It is in actually software side is okay, sir. But for the user experience and user interface, we are developing in Unity software, sir, for
Okay.
AR VR interface, and also for
Okay.
extended reality. It will need some more high performance of computers for making these
Okay.
stuffs.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, and actually the main problem I'm facing means that if a person don't know how to read, how to write, means how they can able to understand the things. Like if the text can be able to visible into a person, means like if the person have no education, how they can able to read this kind of things. So that's the issue I face, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, Vikash. So yeah, keep an eye on both sides. One is like technology, how you're building your technology, and second is like how your users are actually wanting this technology to be there. Yeah. And
Yes, sir.
if you can bridge between these two, then possibly the problem you are trying to solve will be more impactful.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And from your point of view, how you are considering this kind of solution and the form of the product will be, so from your point of view.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Next is Koel. Can I request
Yes,
Koel?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Koel.
Sir, it's visible.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Koel. Our innovative solution is satellite SMS beats. In rural and disaster-hit regions, people are often find themselves without mobile signals. During emergencies, they are unable to call for help, which leads to delay in rescue and put lives in danger. We need a low cost and renewable communication alternative. So our solution, our problem statement is simple. In areas with no mobile signals, especially during disaster, people cannot send SMS or call for help. There are urgent needs for an alternative system to connect people when mobile networks are completely down. So our solution is satellite SMS bridge. Satellite SMS bridge, a system allows people to send and receive emergency SMS through satellite. It does not depend on mobile towers or work even when mobile networks are completely down. Our target users, including pupils in remote areas, victim disaster rescue teams, and even hikers in off-grid zones. The key needs is reliable and easy to communicate during emergencies without mobile network. Lives are lost because people cannot reach emergency service. Without communication, rescue teams cannot locate victims and help is delayed. Rural communication are often cut off completely. So our main goal is to eliminate communication failure in no network area. Even without mobile service, people will be able to send emergency SMS. This will help to save lives and improve condition during disaster. That's it, sir.
So Koel, what is the real problem here?
A real problem is people cannot connect to rescue teams during disaster because network are not there. They're
No,
completely
so
network.
problem why this cannot be done with existing mobiles?
There is no such type of satellite available. Solution is available till now. If mobile phone having network, then only users can send SMS or call for help.
Okay, I'm
If
not
there is
aware of whether it is possible or not, but it is all there is always a emergency some SMS system is there. If you start your mobile, if there is no SIM card, it also says that there is an emergency SMS system. Yeah, I don't know whether it works or not. But do you suggest that there is a device to be purchased if you want to really make SMS in case of emergency?
no, sir, there is one app is there. When network is not there, satellites is used to send message from user to rescue teams.
Using existing mobile devices only, you are saying?
Yes, sir. In mobile device only one app is there.
One app is there, so you are making that app so that people can send can send SMS, short
Yes, sir.
messages.
Without network also.
Okay, okay. So, so what? Definitely, it's a possibility and it's a requirement. So, why it is not happening so far? Maybe people are not doing something on this.
Some companies like Apple are working, iPhones are working for that, but it's not yet done.
Okay.
Jitendra, if you don't mind, may I just ask a query?
Yeah,
One
yeah.
or two
Please.
queries.
Yeah, Praneeth. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Koyal,
Yes, sir.
which branch of studies are you from?
CSC from
Pardon?
Bindan University. CSC Computer Science.
Okay, computer
From
science. Okay.
Bindan.
So, Koyal, I think Jitendra sir was kind of hinting you with the right direction, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
the reason why this is not done is because there are physical limitations, right? A mobile uses different frequencies and hardware to generate those frequencies to talk to the mobile network. A
Yes, sir.
satellite has different frequencies and relatively different networks, different electronic hardware, right, to communicate with the device and the satellite. So
Yes, sir.
the app is the software part, which is okay. That is the doable part, right? But when you have the hardware dependency, I think you will have to research a bit more, is what I would suggest. If this, yeah, as also, kind of suggested by Jitendra sir, you have to research more as to why this is not possible with the current set of electronics. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Pranit. I was also of this opinion that there are GPS systems which can possibly locate yourself in a non-network situation, but you are not able to communicate with a satellite that way. So this is, I think, thank you. You helped in resolving this point. I really feel that I also feel that mobile devices are not in a way to not in a position to basically communicate with the satellite and send some messages which can be received by somebody else. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So well, I think work around it. It's an important thing, but I think there are the systems which are not present in given situation. If you insist on buying a device, then it's a major sort of investment, and people are not sure about whether they should take it or not, because not everybody is able to plan in advance in situations like this, and they will not be able to carry their devices also all the time. So that way, if something can be done within the mobile devices, then it's a great sort of way to resolve the issue. But if it is not, then work around the situation, like how you can possibly make it happen. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. So with this, I think we have interesting problems, but we also have to understand that how we are going to present those problems in a right manner. Yeah. And when we are saying that we are trying to solve certain social innovation issues or social sector issues by doing some innovation, we also have to have a very clear sort of idea about what is the real problem and how those problems are being presented in front of people and how those answers are being acquired in the process of moving forward. Yep. So with this, I would like to share something on insights. And when we take up a research, it becomes one of the very important part of research activity to look into what is coming out of that research. Definitely, you should have right problems in front of you, and those right problems should be assessed in a right manner so that the information which is coming out will be useful to you. Lot of time it happens that we do extensive amount of survey, we collect a lot of data, and we analyze that data, and we get answers from those data. Yeah. Many times it happens, people are not able to interpret that information or data which is generated by those surveys or those research activities. And this is where the role of right insights come into scenario. Yeah. I'm sharing with you this screen. Just let me know if you are. Yeah. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. So when it comes to research, when we are collecting data, it always leads to some sort of outcome. Those data will tell you certain sort of certain type of, they will show you some patterns, they will show you some outcome. If a data is collected about a population and what is going to be the average age, you will make some sort of analysis, statistical analysis, and you will tell that how different age groups are forming in different sort of domains. And you will be able to say that, okay, country's average age is this much, number of population around this age bracket is this much, And then you can make out some ideas about how the population distribution is there. Yeah. If you have to have real insights, what you will do, you will go deeper in terms of understanding the data. You will look into patterns. You will try to see through the information which is present in front of you, and you will try to make meanings out of it. Yeah. And this is where the role of insights come into scenario. Yeah. Even if the same data is presented to some group of people, there might have different interpretation about deeper meanings of the data. I'm not talking about the information. Yeah. So information is clear. You have very specific inputs, or you have very specific information which are present in front of you, and you are able to say that, okay, these are the numeric values of different sort of like patterns. And those patterns can be interpreted in a very straightforward manner. Meaning happens when you start seeing and interrelating a lot of like factors together. You say that, okay, growth of population versus growth of youth. Yeah, and how it is going to affect the upcoming sort of like employment scenario. Here, you're talking about insights which are leading to the challenges or possibilities in coming time in terms of youth being employed in the country. Okay? So that way you're looking into insights from those data, and you're trying to make some meanings which are going to be relevant in your future context. Or maybe you're trying to see that how the societal dynamics are emerging in terms of maybe distribution of wealth among the youth. And you are trying to see that even if data is very clear in terms of there is a growing population of youth, you're also seeing that employment opportunities are more squeezed out in informal domains, maybe. Okay? And you are going to see a lot of like challenges when it comes to service class sort of population in coming years. So that way you're trying to make some meaning out of those data, which is called insights. Yeah? So in consumer research, we have talked about tools. We have talked about how we can possibly make use of those tools and get some information. And then those information, how they can be interpreted in the form of insights, we are going to see here. So research insights are deeper understanding or revelations gained through the analysis, interpretation, or synthesis of data or information. Okay? So it's a deeper understanding of information which is collected from the data, is the insights. Okay? It is interrelated emergence of the factors which are multiple sort of like domains which are coming together, and we are trying to relate those information in those different contexts. So let's say if you're talking about consumer choices in a given market situation, in a given sort of like set of conditions, you will find that there are some insights related to consumption of certain products. In a straightforward manner, you can say, okay, consumers are wanting these type of products in a growing terms, gives you an idea that this product is going to be in demand in coming times. But if you relate it with the market condition, let's say a lot of competition is happening, a lot of new products are coming in, a lot of like external factors which are going to influence, like war situation or stock market issues, or maybe lower earning or lower sort of like GDP in coming years in terms of its growth, then you will realize that insights are different than what the trends are basically telling you. Yeah, so it is basically interrelation of multiple factors. Don't just try to see, especially scenarios where complexities are very, very high. Don't just try to make meaning out of one or similar patterns which are emerging from the data. Yeah, try to interrelate and try to see how different things are coming together. An example from the sugarcane juice format from Aniket, we can say it's not just about availability of sugarcane juice, but also choices in certain conditions. Yeah? And when you say that conditions are varying across the year, then you will also bring in a factor that what are other options are available during that time. Yeah? When you are saying competition, then it is not limited to only sugarcane juice sellers, but also a competition, direct competition is with chai guys, as well as the soft drink and cold drink sellers. Yep. So that way, there are complexities and your insights will vary when you are putting in all those factors. Yeah. Insights are many times sudden realization, and you might have seen or experienced this in many such situations when you are going deeper into understanding any situation. Yeah. So maybe you are trying to solve or you are trying to understand a physics sort of like principle, and many times it happens that you are going a little deeper inside the different situations or different sort of like information, and you come across some idea. Okay, I have understood this in this manner. Okay, I've got the idea to understand this type of problem. Are sometimes way of insights in our process of exploration. Same thing happens here when you are deeper into the discussion. You will have some sparks, some flashes, some idea popping up, and you will be able to relate. And this is where creativity is very, very important in terms of understanding what is coming out of that data. Yeah, insights often emerge at the intersection of different disciplines. Yeah, insights will be many times happening when you are talking about multiple things which are varied, which are not interrelated, which are coming from different disciplines or different sections of the given research domain. Insights uncover the underlying principles, motivations, or implications related to the users, context, or concepts. Yeah, so that way, insights will be able to possibly create correlation between a lot of like different factors which are not visible in a given situation. Insights, it's different from the information, observation, data, findings. If somebody is saying I have information, that doesn't mean that you have a real insight with you. Or sometimes data are not very clear insights. Insights are much deeper, much meaningful, unique sort of like ways to take your approach forward. Yeah. Insights are not obvious. Not everybody will have those information or those critical informations which are coming out of given situation. So insights are always going to be non-obvious and going to be unique from things which are emerging for others. Insights are interrelated findings or information, deeper nature of things, behavior or system. They have new perspectives of seeing existing scenario, which I have been telling some of you, those who were presenting, that do you have a different perspective? Do you have a different way of seeing things in given situations? Can you see a sugarcane situation from multiple other perspectives? You will possibly get some insights. Okay, I don't have to sell it only by saying it's a sugarcane juice. Can I name it something else? Yeah. Could be insight if you are looking at it from that perspective. Explorations or discovery of new information. It is more justified, logical, rational, and systematic. So it's not that it's just a fluke. Whenever there are insights are also required to be backed by logic, backed by the information which is supporting it to be coming out in a very unique manner. And that way, you should be sure that if you have some idea emerging from your research, it has to have a logical sort of like approach to taking it forward. Yeah. Examples, data versus insights. Data come out when you churn, when you bring out some findings from the results. A good example could be data of like car sales in terms of like multiple car brands who are selling different products in the market. Yeah. So you can see a trend month-wise. You can realize, okay, there is a growth, there is a decline, there is a demand, there is a huge competition there in the market. Yeah. Trends in increasing, decreasing terms or shares, preferences at different segments. You will find that SUVs are more in demand. Sometimes you will see that sedans are also picking up a good market. Yeah. Insights. When you start looking into the factors which are not very clearly visible, you start looking into why people are preferring Suzuki cars over other brands. Why Tata is pushing more for safer cars. Yeah. Why they're constantly not talking about resale value of the car. Yeah. Then you are getting into the zone of insights. What is the most attractive offering of Hyundai, possibly in given situation when three car companies are compared? Yeah. And how the emerging trends are going to decide the future of the market and how you should possibly act in this given market if you're working for one of those companies. So that way, insights will give you more creative sort of like approaches at the end of your process, whereas data will give you straightforward answers which are accessible, available in the market. So good insights are backed by the existing plant or the planned research. When your research is right, you will definitely be leading to good insights. If your research is not extensive, if your research is not deeper, or your questions are not bringing out the larger concerns, then chances of getting insights are little lesser. Then leading to findings in a logical manner, as we discussed earlier. These are meaningful, unique, and useful information. Okay? So insights are usually having a lot of like meaning, and they're usually unique in terms of like when we are comparing with other information which are emerging, you'll find that insights are unique and they are going to be helpful in taking them forward. The two representation of research situation, audience, and scenario. So it will happen that most of the time insights which are emerging will tell you or will answer your questions in a very straightforward manner. Yeah. Even though they are unique, but they will be answering your questions and they will be leading to a right sort of like approach and answering those questions in your research activity. So they inspire creativity, they inspire distinct sort of like actions, breakthrough actions in your approach. So insights are always helping you to be different than your ongoing competitions. Okay. So how you basically identify insights? Do extensive amount of analysis. Don't just put a tool or maybe approach which are giving you simple sort of like answers. So maybe statistical tools will give you some charts, but making meanings out of those charts will be a different approach. So don't just rely on simple approaches which are going to give you straightforward answers. Try to find interrelationship between multiple factors. Let's say if there is a chart, there is a column, there is a ascending sort of like approach in terms of certain data. Try to relate it with other columns and try to see if there is any interrelation between that. If you're finding some interrelationship, dig deeper to understand why those interrelationships are emerging. Is it also a pattern with other situations? If those situations are also emerging in given research, then possibly you will have some insight in terms of there is a pattern which is emerging here. Yeah. So looking into those type of interrelationship and pattern is very, very critical to generate insights. If you are not able to find those, either change your approach or possibly bring in other people who have those type of perspective to look into these data. Yeah. It requires a lot of imaginations and perspective. It's not straightforward computational job. Insight generations is very human. It is very, very sort of like experimental or maybe explorative approach. And don't just rely on straightforward methods when it comes to getting a creative sort of like outcome. Yeah. You have to behave clever, quirky, witty, eccentric, paranoid. This could be the possibility. That means you don't have to be normal in terms of like looking into data, and you need to question every information which is coming to you and try to see how creatively you can interpret those information. And many times you have to be very, very subtle, very approachable, very sort of like down to earth in terms of looking into these information. Yeah. When you have insights, a lot of time we are jumping very quick on insights. A lot of time we feel that we have got the information in a right manner. We have collected our data right and we have got the insights. Whenever you have insights, you question them, because many times you will be able to counter and you will be able to verify those insights in a right manner. Yeah. And that happens when you are questioning your insights in a right manner. Is it really what you are looking forward to? So relate it with your question. Is it answering your questions right? Then possibly you are at a right sort of like place. Is it inspiring or breakthrough? Whether your insight is really of that level or not. If it is not, then you're not going to gain exceptional outcome. Yeah? If you're solving a problem, and if that problem is solved in certain very straightforward manner, then you will not be able to get extra mileage. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Does it really connect with your respondents? Sometimes insights are not related or getting a connection with your responders, then possibly you will not be able to lead to solutions which are coming from them. Yeah. So that way, if your users are not inside and your insights are going some other directions, then it is not a good insights. So try to connect, try to recheck this, whether it is relevant to the user and whether it is going to solve their problems or not. Is it really something new, exceptional, differentiable? Is also a question we should always ask. If it is not new or exceptional, then insights are going to leading to ordinary outcomes. Whether it is effective, whether it is really going to benefit us or not, is also one of the questions which you should ask during the process of generating insights. Okay. So presentation of insights, when you are presenting, lot of time, your audience, mostly your investors, if you are a startup, most of the time you are sort of like evaluators who are looking into your effort and outcome, will always be wanting to see those insights in right manner. So how you present your insights, how you prepare for it, is also a very important task. Identify and clarify the real question, what you are asking for, what you are looking forward to, and what you have found should have a right relationship and it should be presented in right manner. Yeah? Many times we forget what is our question and what we are really presenting at the end of it. So maybe if you are solving a water related solution in a societal system, it should always be, insight should always be relating to that question. Yeah? It should not going into some other direction. Understanding what is known and what is available from the research. Yeah? So when you are presenting it, make sure that you are very clearly defining what is already existing in this research and what is something which new which you are bringing in. Yep. The expectations of your client, and in this situation, the group which is going to evaluate your social innovation sort of like efforts is going to be your real client or user. Try to address their requirements in right manner. If it is a social innovation problem, then try to map it in such a way that it looks like a social innovation problem. If it is a technological intervention, then possibly it should bring in those aspects in a right manner. Yeah, so that way, don't forget your end user or the real sort of like client in given situation. Understand and define the mode of sharing the insights. Many times online presentations, many times physical presence, showing it on slides in a projector or a screen, or sometimes you are just sending some reports or write-ups and trying to present. In every situation, your presentation should be appropriate. It should not be possibly leading to some sort of like inconveniences in understanding the insights. So that way, understand your medium of presentation and be precise on that. Okay. Focus on the big story. Many times we forget about it. Yeah. And many times we forget that what problem we are really solving in terms of larger impact on the society. And we just try to solve a problem which is a technical issue. Sometimes we just be glued to the idea of that technical intervention. So that way, don't forget the larger picture, the larger story or larger context where you're, which you're going to solve. And by bringing that, many times it becomes that your insights become relevant. Yeah. Don't tell everything what you know. Yeah. Don't try to present every information which is known to others. Yeah. Or don't try to present every information which you know but is not relevant to the audience. So that way, insights presentation has to be absolutely precise. Just talk about information which is critical in that situation. Maybe story behind it and the effort you have taken to reach there might be exceptional, yeah, but your audience might not be interested in that. Yeah. So tell a story which is simple. Lot of time we make our presentations very complicated. When it comes to presenting insight or direction, you bring in information which is complicated. Sometimes people are not able to relate. Sometimes people are not able to imagine the situation. In those scenarios, keep it simple, connected, and convincing. Yeah. And always, when you are presenting insights, many times people also want to see what is your approach towards taking these insights forward. So maybe way forward could be a way to possibly clarify on how you are going to take those insights forward. Yeah. Then comes how to use insights for entrepreneurship or for your social enterprise journey. Identify the key challenges and try to relate with those challenges very clearly. Define your customers again in that same context which you have presented in terms of insights. Yeah. Knowing what others are seeing and not seeing in the market. When you're presenting your insights or when you're relating your insights with your approach, try to see or try to present that what others are missing out. Let's say in same competition where sugarcane juice or maybe disabled friendly devices, if they are trying to solve certain problems, what they are missing out on and how this insight is going to make you more sort of like acceptable in the market is something which you should present. And a lot of time people are able to understand things when you compare it with other possible situations. Provide information about key features, key offerings, or key sort of like approaches you are going to take up by providing very specific sort of like answers. So let's say if your device is helping in terms of like a sound sort of like feedback, audio feedback, or maybe there are some sort of like analysis tools which are able to solve certain sort of like situations. Those type of features you can possibly mention in your offerings. How you differentiate yourself and how you possibly be ahead of or how you try to be ahead of your competition, something which you should present. Don't repeat or don't try to present things in a repeated manner. Yeah? By repeating, you will possibly not be able to solve that. I'm bringing some examples in terms of insights. Yeah. When somebody is like working on a critical sort of like information, these are some of the ways that people get insights. So Post-it was derived out of accident. A glue which was meant for sticking papers in a right manner was not functioning. And then insight was that this glue can be used for a Post-it or maybe Velcro, which was derived after understanding that how a natural seed has a hook sort of like antennas which are getting attached to maybe animals hairs or fuzz, and how it came to a situation that people realize this can be converted into a Velcro. Yeah. So that way there are a lot of ways, insights, sometimes accidentally and sometimes like by effort, you can reach out to those insights. Yeah. So with this, I'm stopping here, and the whole idea about insights and the idea of like how research should lead to insights is basically to create a differentiation, basically to create a point of innovation. Innovation will happen only when you have unique ideas. Having ideas which are already present in the market will not lead to great sort of like solution and will definitely not going to help you in terms of establishing yourself. So looking into right sort of like creative approaches coming out from your right research is very, very critical here. And that is why these two topics, the last two sessions, were focused around how a right research should be taken up and how the right insight should be taken out of that. Yeah. So if you have any questions, any points which you